Hello again, guys. Hello. How are you all doing? Hope you're doing well, and welcome to my channel. I'm going to get right into it since my camera still heats up after 18 minutes and then it'll cut off. And I just can't afford another camera right now, so this has to do. But anyway, I wanted to make this video, come on baby, because of a video that I watched last night about somebody who said that they had been through some tough times and were even considering suicide, but they have worked through it. But some of the comments that I read really disgusted me, and that's why I wanted to make this, because they were just so mean. Some of them were so mean, saying things like, oh, you just want to take the coward's way out, or you're going to be punished by God if you do that, or why are you such a coward? I mean, just terrible comments, which really upset me. Like, God, what has happened to people that they are just so mean? It just amazes me how mean people can be, not understanding what somebody is going through. And I don't get it. You know, in my view, a lot of people that do commit suicide, it's not because they're sick, like some of the comments, oh, you're just sick in the head, or, you know, you're just, you're not mentally well to want to do that, all that, you know, just terrible things. And I disagree. I think that a lot of people that do commit suicide, and I'm not talking about people who are on drugs or alcohol, because obviously they're not in their, you know, their right mind when they do it. I'm talking about people who maybe they have just given up on life. They're just fed up. They're tired. They've had a really rough life for whatever reason that, you know, is none of our, you know, our knowledge. And they just get tired, you know. They're just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't cope with this anymore. And they just decide, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. Whether it's because they're suffering from an illness, or their life has just been so hard that they can't find any joy. And it's not always just, you know, people right away say, oh, well, that's depression. Not everything is depression. Sometimes things are just what they are. A person just doesn't have a good life for whatever reason. And they don't want to face year after year, you know, week after week, month after month, year after year, with the feelings that they have, and they decide, I'm done. I want out of this. And I can't blame them. I can't sit here and judge them and say, oh, well, God, you know, you should have gotten help, or, you know, this, that, the other thing. I can't do that, because in my view, you know, my dad used to say something that is so true. He used to say, you know, when you walk a mile in another person's shoes, then you can understand. And I do believe that, because you have no idea what's going on in someone's mind, what's going on in their life, that they're just fed up. And yes, depression can add to that feeling of, I just want out of here. I know that feeling. When I went through my severe panic attack and anxiety afterwards, my anxiety was severe. I mean, really severe. There were days and nights when I would lay there and think, I cannot do this another day. I can't go through this another day. And I mean, seriously, not just the usual, oh, I've had it with today, I don't want to cope with it. No, I'm talking, I had serious thoughts of, I don't want to do this anymore. And that was caused by the severe anxiety that I was left with at that time after that panic attack. I didn't have any of that. I didn't have that kind of anxiety before I had that panic attack, because that came out of nowhere, and it left me with anxiety so severe that just waking up, just trying to get through the day was too much. It was too much. I would lay down during the day and just lay there wanting the world to end. It was that bad. So yeah, that can add to that, but I don't like the fact that so many people automatically judge someone and say, oh, they're sick, they're mentally ill, oh, they're this, oh, they're that. I'm sorry, guys. Life is hard. Let's be honest here. Life is hard. I don't care if you're rich or poor. Life is hard. There's always something to bring you down. There's always something to make you feel really bad about what's going on in your life. I was also reading a story about Naomi Judd, you know, the country western singer, that she killed herself in April of 2022. She shot herself in the head. And you stop and think, oh my gosh, there's a woman who was married, she was famous, she had lots of money, excuse me, and why would she want to do that? Well, I read that she suffered from depression, anxiety, suicidal ideation, and panic attacks all the time. So she probably just got fed up with trying to exist with all of that, you know, hitting her. She obviously went into treatment. She had, no. She went into treatment. She had different kinds of medical treatments to help her with all that. It didn't work. And she got fed up. She was just like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And I certainly can't blame her, because waking up feeling like that every day, that's no way to live. Believe me, it's no way. I'm very grateful that my time with that passed. I mean, I still have my down days. I don't have a perfect life by any means. No, stop. But, and I still have my down days. I still have some really down days. But I pull myself out of it. Stop. Stop it. Sorry, guys. I don't know what they're seeing out the window. Stop. Stop. But I do have my down days, and I have to pull myself out of it. And it isn't always easy. It isn't always easy. But yeah, there are so many people that my heart goes out to them. Like right now, if somebody's watching this and they're thinking, I just want to end my life, I'm not going to sit here and judge and say, oh, you know, what's wrong with you? You know, why would you think that way? Life is precious and all that other garbage. Because I don't know what they're going through. I don't know what's happening in their life that's making them feel this way. I hope, of course, that they wouldn't go through with it. But people are just too quick to judge and make somebody feel terrible for their feelings. And that's not right. If somebody really is down and out and even thinking of suicide, they need compassion and empathy and sympathy. They don't need somebody making them feel like, what the hell's wrong with you? And I've seen that in comments before on videos about suicide, or people who are posting about how they have suicidal thoughts, that type of thing. And I see some of those comments and I'm just like, wow, how can you be so cold and heartless? You don't understand what this person is going through. You don't understand what's making them feel the way they feel, and yet you're here to judge. And I get it. I mean, I can imagine what people are thinking when they do want to commit suicide and they do go through with it. They're done. They're just, you know, and maybe the drugs and alcohol that they're on, if they do it then, just propelled them more towards it. Like, okay, you know what, I've had it. I am completely done with life. It's too hard. I don't want to cope with this. I'm extremely lonely. I feel rejected. I feel like I don't belong. I feel everything that's not good. So they give up. And I don't condemn those people. I don't think of them as, oh, you coward. I mean, my ex-husband, the father of my children, he committed suicide 5 years after our divorce. Granted, he was a drug user. The last 6 years of our marriage, he did get into crack, which I didn't even know what that was when he started it. and then I divorced him because I could not take the life that it was with the drugs anymore. And 5 years after, he committed suicide. He OD'd, and we knew it was suicide because of he had fentanyl patches on his body. He took a bottle of pills. He drank some booze. Yeah. When I showed the medical report to my doctor, he said, yeah, he wanted out. He definitely wanted out to do this. And I don't know, what propelled him to do it. Granted, he was on the crack or other drugs at the time. And who knows? Who knows what makes a person stop and think, I've had it. It's time to call it quits. Because life is very hard. It's extremely hard. We're hit with so many things throughout our life, and some people are strong enough to take it, some people are not. And those that are not, I don't look at it as wow, look at what you're missing out on if you do this. I look at it as they've had enough. They don't want to wait and see what else there is to deal with. They don't want to wait to feel any more suffering. They have had their share for their lifetime, however long or short it is. They've had enough in their lifetime to cope with what they're coping with. They just don't want to anymore. And it's sad, yes, it is sad, because, yeah, you do stop and think, by ending your life, you could be missing out on coming out of this and then enjoying life. Well, when they're in that frame of mind, that doesn't make sense to them anymore. It's like, you don't understand. I hate my life. I hate what I'm going through. I hate my existence. I just don't want to be here. That's what they feel. And that's heartbreaking, because a lot of people who commit suicide, if somebody had just reached out to them and truly understood what they were going through, and like I said, I'm not talking about people who are on drugs or alcohol, because there's not much reasoning with people that are on that. There just isn't. But if it's somebody who's just struggling with their life, sometimes just one person can change the entire direction of that person's life. One person to understand, to love them, to talk with them, to help them through their dark times can make the world a difference between suicide and not suicide. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to make this video because when I read those comments, I thought, man, this world has gotten so cold. So cold. People have gotten so cold and heartless. And I thought to myself, the person that posted this a video regarding thinking about suicide or that type of thing, their families most likely see their videos, and then they read all these comments, and do you realize how hurtful how hurtful it is for them to read those kind of comments? Because people that are struggling mentally, and I mean truly struggling, from the mildest to the most severe, they need people who have compassion and understanding and caring. People who actually show out in their life, not just, sit back and say, oh, well, they need to show out in that person's life and be there for them and comfort them and understand them and try to help them cope with whatever they're going through or whatever they're feeling. And a lot of people just don't want to bother anymore. Everybody's too busy. They're just too busy with their life, right? And that's what happens to a lot of people. I put out a video many years ago about suicide, and it's sad to see some of the comments of, my mom, my sister, my brother, my cousin, my friend, my whoever. They don't care what I'm going through. They don't understand. They don't care. It's not hard to understand when somebody is really down and out or depressed or just showing signs that they are just fed up with life in general. And I mean on the serious side, we all sit back and say, Oh man, I'm tired of life today. We all have those days where we say that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like there are mornings I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh God, another day. Well, another day to cope with on a bad day. But yeah, there are those that think of it much deeper than that, and they go into the suicidal ideation and they start having these thoughts. They start having ideas of how to do it and when to do it and where to do it, that type of thing, because excuse me, because they are fed up. And so if any of you out there know somebody who's depressed or down and out, and they have talked seriously about, I don't even want to be here, what's the point, blah, 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 you need to really show up for that person. Show up for that person. Call them, see how they're doing. Keep in touch with them. Don't just forget them. Visit them. Comfort them. Show them that you care. It's very easy to just sit back and never give any attention to a person. It's very easy to never call or text or contact somebody. And to me, that's the coward. That is the coward who sits back and, I'll never contact, call, text, or anything. I'll just see you when I see you. To me, that's the coward. The loving and caring people are those who keep in touch with one another and who make sure that the people in their lives are okay. They don't just sit back and forget a human being. Because a lot of people can do that very easily, extremely easily. But, yeah, I don't know, I just felt the need to do this. So anyway, guys, I wish you all the best, and if you are in that state of mind, I hope you reach out for help somewhere, whether it be family, friends, a suicide hotline, whatever. I hope you reach out, because I understand. I truly understand how you're feeling, that what is the point anymore? I do. But you can get past it, or at least a lot of people can get past it. So take care, all of you, and I will see you in my next video, and show some love and kindness towards people. It's free and it's easy to do. Take care. See you later.